Alright, this is going to be on YouTube and Facebook as part of Boughtinblood's first fanzine. There's a lot more stuff to come with it. There's a written article by Dave Emo to go up. That'll be on Facebook. There'll be a link for that kicking it out in the description somewhere. And hopefully there will be some stuff from a band called We Are Revival from Coventry. Just once I get that edited and stuff, that'll be up. I mean, it's still taking her a few days. But yeah, the Christmas deadline has been met. Hoorah! So yeah, I'm going to start off. I'm going to talk. This is the first video, so I'm going to talk a bit about Romans 13. It crossed my mind just to put up a slide that had the bit on it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to read out the verses from the New International Version. It's going to be Romans chapter 13, verses 1 right up to the end of verse 7. So if you're not an NIV person, pause it, find whatever translation is good for you right about now. So I'm going to kick it off. So this is Romans 13. Everyone must submit himself to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, he who rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from fear of the one who is in authority? Then do what is right, and he will commend you. For he is God's servant to do you good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for he does not bear the sword of nothing. He is God's servant, an agent of wrath, to bring punishment on the wrongdoer. Therefore, it is necessary to submit to the authorities, not only because of possible punishment, but also because of consciousness. This is also why you pay taxes, for the authorities are God's servants, who give their full time to governing. Give everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honour, then honour. Now, the key thrust that Paul's putting across there, the key thrust of what Paul's putting across there is be obedient to the authorities. I said it often enough. It's in there. That's what it says. Right? So you know, if I live in Scotland, so for me it's sort of like if Alex Salmond, who's the First Minister of Scotland, or you know, if you're American, then the President. If you're English, the Prime Minister. You know, insert authority figure here. If they say, right, we're going to put up taxes by 5%, I pay the extra 5%. They can have it. That's fine. You know, if they say we're going to add an extra day in the week, so it's going to be a 6-day working week, 2 for the weekend, that's fine. I'll work a 6-day week. You know, if they say, right, we're going to do a 3-day week, that's happened here before. If they say, right, 3-day week, work a 3-day week, you know. Just literally, just whatever they say, I'm going to do it. Originally I was going to put in a picture of the Nuremberg rally here and go, look at that then. You know, if, you know, it's kind of sketchy to talk about, because without having been there, I can't definitely say, oh, that definitely, that could not be in the situation. You just don't know, essentially, as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, Hitler says the Jews are bad. If you see a Jew, then you need to report them, and you need to report them so that we can take them to the forced labour, because they are this, that, and the other. We all know that what Hitler was on about with the Jewish people was nonsense. So, basically, they deal with the whole thing. Like, if your government's saying stuff like that, they're going to put someone in a concentration camp like that. You're going to be disobeying the authorities. The Bible says not to do that. The Bible says thou shalt not kill as well. You know, the Bible says love thy neighbour. To me, like, if I wound up in that sort of a situation, like over here there's the whole big thing with Iran and Iraq and terrorism and stuff like that. If I see a sketchy looking person, I'm not going to be like, oh, they're sketchy because of their skin tone or whatever. You know what I mean? If I see a white guy try to light his shoe on fire, I'm gonna report him just as fast as if it's a Middle Eastern guy, a black guy, an Asian guy, whoever. You know, I see someone setting their shoe on fire, I'm gonna go, what are you doing that for? You know, it's not about skin tone. It's the way it runs. You know, so I'm being obedient, but I'm not taking it too far. I'm not really going for the Middle East is bad type stance that we've got. So yeah, sort of like, essentially, I reckon that you should go with your leaders, provided what they are telling you doesn't contradict the Bible. Yeah, because I'm like, Hitler himself said, me killing the Jews is God's work. God's told us not to kill, and I'm well aware, I'm probably going to get quite a lot of people commenting saying, yeah, but God's just, he's allowed to kill. You know, he is perfect, he is without sin. If he says these people have to die, he's right. Yeah, he is right. You know, but I don't think that he would leave it up to a human being to follow that up. I think, you know, I think that if God wanted shot of 6 million Jews, there would have been a significant natural disaster. You know, say, like, I don't know the population in Jerusalem, but if the Jewish half of Jerusalem collapsed because of an earthquake or rain or something, you know, if 6 million Jews died that way, I'm like, well, probably God. You know, because God controls the weather, the earth, that's his ballpark, you know what I mean? He's got that, you know, he knows what he's doing with it. So, yeah, pretty much, like, I reckon that you should be obedient to your authority figures, like my dad, like, he's an authority figure, he's older than me. Honour your mother and your father. Like, if he tells me to do stuff, I'd do it. If he told me to go and kill someone, I'd tell him to jump. You know what I mean? Like, if Alex Salmon came up to me and went, hey, kill that guy because he's a terrorist, and gave me a dossier like this of evidence that the guy was about to explode, I'd be like, yeah, I'll go and disarm him and, you know, we can jail him for a significant amount of time. I'm not going to kill him. The Bible says not to do that. So really, unless your political guy, woman, it's happened, Thatcher, tells you, if they tell you to do something, do it until it contradicts the Bible, then don't do it. Go with Schindler, you know what I mean? He saved quite a few Jews. He was being disobedient to the party and stuff. But I reckon he was probably thinking, this isn't right, you know what I mean? Because people in power, like this has happened in America, it's been reported that the government have been paying pastors to preach on Romans 13, just so that the government can bring out all these laws that totally rip apart the Constitution, which is pretty much the document the United States is based on. You know, try and make sheep out of people, and I don't think you should do that with the Bible. So really, like, it is up to us. And I mean, if you get something and you're like, well, like maybe reporting the Jew, it doesn't say in the Bible don't report them. says don't kill them. But if you know that the consequence of you reporting them will be their death, something to pray about, really. You know what I mean? And just really sort of seek God on that one, which would be really, that's what I really think the best option would be, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go next with this. I guess I'm just going to call it there at 10 minutes 32 and tell people to comment, ask questions. The email for me will be there, so if you want to be like, oh, why are you showing your face? You know what I mean? The Bible says you shouldn't do it on street corners and that. Well, it's in my heart to do this, you know what I mean? I've been like, I really need to make a video about this for like, I've been thinking that for 3 days. And we've been praying about it for 3 days. Not a great deal of time, but you know what I mean? I reckon that people need to sort of, I can understand it, so why not share it, essentially. I'm not bothered about facing, we're a balaclava who didn't terrify people, and that is an honest truth. I would do that. I'm just going to call it there. Feel free to ask questions, comment. Just like if you go on Facebook, the link's there, click like, then you'll get updates and stuff in your newsfeed. It's not a group, so you don't get notified every time somebody else, like if like some of our friends will occasionally post stuff, if they're in bands and they're touring and stuff, they'll post on there. You won't get a notification because it's not a group, so you do need to check it. But I try and get on it at least once or twice a month just to let people know what's going on and stuff. And the format is, it's going to be a monthly deal, video, much like this one. Hopefully, like I'd really love to make it really like in depth and sort of grinding right into the depths of it. But there are non-Christian people that are going to be looking at this, and I don't want to confuse them to the extent that they switch off and stuff, because that's not helpful. You know, if I give them just a little bit of goodness, you know, one slice of their daily bread or whatever, and then they're like, oh, that's reasonably interesting, you've made some sense of a bit of the Bible, what more do you know? To me that's a plus. So yeah, like, just ask questions, get it liked on Facebook. I don't do email newsletters yet to let people know when stuff's going up, so it is just the Facebook group just now. But you can subscribe to this on YouTube as well, so you'll get a video notification and all that sort of stuff. And hopefully I'll see you in the new year. Have a good Christmas, have a good New Year, drive safe, be responsible, just enjoy yourselves, you know what I mean? So yeah, Merry Christmas guys, have fun.